how do you make it so easy? I mean, really, my temptation meter for cheating is very high unless I'm consistently following a protocol. And I'm the kind of guy, I like to have either a friend doing it along with me. We've done it in the company before, which is really fun, and we're all keep each other. We have names on the whiteboard, or my wife, and so my wife will get on board with me, and so that accountability. But I feel like where's your accountability? Because your mom's accountability. Where's your accountability come from?
Well, again, I feel good, and plus I see what happens when people don't follow the keto diet, when they're out of the zone. How they don't have any energy, they have all this brain fog, they have all these diseases, that you become disease resistant, pretty much so. Your body's less likely to get disease when you stay in that keto zone.
You know what? You just said something so powerful, because I get that. I remember as a kid, you were a family practice doctor, seeing 50 patients a day.
Oh yeah, 70 someday.
And he had his own private practice, and he was slaying. I remember as a kid walking in there, and I, as a kid, really looked up to people who had motorcycles. And you'd say, don't ever have a motorcycle, don't ever get one, because they're the most dangerous, because you saw patients.
The murder cycles.
Yeah.
Because they die.
You would see patients that would come in, and you would tell me these stories, but that makes sense because you've seen firsthand the impact. See, for a lot of us, we may only see on social media, or maybe we've met one person, but you've seen a consistent pattern. When people get on the keto zone, their lives change.
Yeah, most of the people on keto zone, and especially if they take it to the next level and do the intermittent fasting, because they're my healthiest patients I see.
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
their bodies are so disease resistant for the majority that I see that follow it consistently. Now again, they usually cheat a little bit, and I'll sometimes cheat. I mean, sometimes I'll eat a little extra carbs, like sweet potatoes and things like that. And so again, I stay in, but I try and stay in the keto zone.
Sometimes he'll cheat. He'll eat some sweet potatoes.
But
that's cheating.
But I don't eat ice cream. I don't eat cake. I don't eat sweets. I don't have any desire.
Wow.
Now you could. In my recipe book, I have some cheesecake, and I had a patient just last week brought to my Florida office a keto cheesecake. And I tried a little slice, and it actually was good, and it was keto. So again, you can do that, but I just don't have any desire for that. I know it sounds crazy.
No, can I tell you, if I've seen the things that you've seen, I could resonate with that. I love doing the keto because I love the way that I feel. I think one of my challenges is consistency, and I know you watching, you're going, me too. And so, I got mama's genes, and
and she loves sweets and carbs.
And the goals are little things, going to bed early. I know
that's
me,
one of the biggest things.
Can I tell you, if I'm up past 10:30, all I can think about is, I want a bowl of cereal, or let me go see what's in the fridge, I'm really hungry. But if I can get to bed early, if you can get to bed early, those cravings don't kick in.
And that's one of the key things we find. Try and get to bed by 10. If you're in bed by 10, you abort most of those those carb cravings.
One of the interesting things is in the nutrition, because we have a great team of people that watch social media to keep us up to date. I thought it was good. I didn't know, and I just thought, it's a good opportunity to talk about this. I think there was some, I don't even know what to say. So people got some MCT oil powder that was vanilla. The vanilla MCT oil powder, this one right here. And they didn't like the way that it tasted and stirred. And it wasn't one person. So it was multiple people. And so I'm telling you that we looked into it. We actually had it tested, because I get nervous, and I'm like, send it off, test it, something wrong? I think it's good for you to know. All of our products are actually made in FDA registered GMP certified facilities where certificate of analysis have to be taken. There was some confusion. Some people thought we've had a recall in the past. We have never had a recall. Our products are literally made in the best facilities in the US. So I just want you to know that, so you can go, okay, these guys take quality serious. I can tell you, very serious. Now, what are we going to do now that it's getting hot, right? My wife was like, hey, let's get the kids in the pool. And I got my bathing suit, and I kind of looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh man, I need to watch my weight right now. What are some things that we can do that will give us that quick, 5 to 10 pounds? If you were going to say, you were going to talk to someone right there, and you were going to tell them, here's how you burn 5 pounds as quick as you want, safely, because I know that's important.
Yeah, right.
Or 10 pounds.
Right.
They're planning for their vacation, they're going to a hotel, they're going to a friend's house, getting in their bathing suit, and they're like, you know what? I just want to feel some confidence right now.
Sure.
What are some quick ways that you say, just do this?
Well, real simple. Number one, for breakfast, start with organic or regular coffee with MCT oil powder in it. Just in the morning. Now, again, that's going to give you that energy boost. It's going to put you in that keto zone. You're going to be burning fat. And try and skip breakfast. People say, oh, breakfast is your most important meal. Well, now the rules have changed because we've learned more. It's amazing. Every few years, a lot of things we used to think were correct, we find they're not correct. Skipping breakfast is actually one of the best things you can do, having keto coffee. And then for lunch, have a keto meal. Have a big old salad. Put olive oil. Don't use regular salad dressings. They're full of soybean oil. That actually, it kind of can mess people up in burning fat. But olive oil helps you burn fat. Now, not too much. Put a few, 2 or 3 tablespoons on your salad. Lots of greens, lots of veggies on it. Use a little chicken or a little turkey or something on there too. Also for dinner, you can do a similar thing. And again, when you do this, you shift to the keto zone and then just start walking. Brisk walking is one of the best. Or cycling, or elliptical machine. Also toning with some weights or calisthenics is great. I love doing these sit-ups. There's a machine at the gym. I absolutely love it. It works lower and upper at the same time. So it tones your abs up really good. But just some kind of brisk walking with your spouse or children each evening, 4 or 5 days a week, about 20 to 30 minutes. When you start doing this, all of a sudden, literally, your body starts burning this fat. And the MCT oil powder is a fat burner. And usually the first fat we start burning is the belly fat. And that's why people get so excited about it.
Do you think, so keto versus detox, is the keto zone a detox?
Oh, yes, it is. It is. It detoxes your body. It detoxes your liver, especially when you combine it with that olive oil. Olive oil is so wonderful for your liver and your bile ducts.
So what's interesting is, and some of you don't even know this, but I flew out to Greece a couple years ago, and we haven't done any marketing on this.
Right, none.
And zero. And Dad doesn't even, it was funny, he just came in because I said, hey, let's do some video, and he came in, and I was at a staff meeting with a lot of people, and he walked in, I said, you come to the meeting. I said, it'd be good for you to hear this, because he doesn't even, when it comes to the business, he doesn't care. He's like, this is the best stuff, this works, let's make it, let's get this, it's got to be like this. We just had Dr. Colbert, who's our food scientist, and he was testing out our olive oil and how much olive oil can fit in a 00 capsule. I digress, but anyways, our olive oil comes from the island of Crete. We actually have a keto zone olive oil. And
I tell you, I use it every day.
And you know what, we forget, because the olive oil, it's funny because I think it's our bottom sell. We just launched it about 9 months ago, and I flew out to Crete because I've heard about the Cretan olive oil, and I've traveled to France and Italy, and really, when it comes to olive oil, if you're Italian and you're watching this, you're going to go, no, the Italians have the best olive oil. If you're French, you're going to go, no, the French have the best olive oil. But, I heard about this olive oil on this island called Crete off the coast of Greece because of the rich soil. And there's a lot of volcanic activity around there, so it's real rich soil. And Crete has this plain called the Plains of Meseret, and it has these mountains that go around this small island. What is it, 30 miles long? It's small.
It's small, yes.
Yeah. And we had, a friend that met us out there that's from Crete and brought us into the local farmers that no one knows. And so she's known these farmers her whole life. She's like a third generation of her small
They
farm.
have a big olive grove out there with hundreds of acres of olive trees.
And we got to meet with the guy, and you know what? Now we're talking about it. We've got pictures and video. It'll just blow you away. But it's this beautiful plain. And it has a mountain on this side, and then the wind comes down the mountains, and in the middle where the olive groves come.
And an ocean on both sides.
And the ocean's wrapped. And I said, so what makes your olive oil? We're talking to the olive presser, the local olive presser that presses for all the plains of Meseret. And I said, so what makes your olive oil so special? Now this guy is a 4th or 5th generation, greatest guy ever. And his broken English, because he speaks the fluent Cretan and Greek, and Effie was helping me translate. He says, you see these mountains? The wind comes down from these mountains. He says the height makes the sun, see these olive groves get the perfect amount of light, and they get the perfect amount of wind and moisture.
Yeah.
And it traps it in, and it creates this like soup of nutrition down there. And when you look down in these olive groves, you see these beautiful yellow flowers, and it's so green. And he said, now we're going to go drink the olive oil. My wife and I went to his, and he's got this family olive oil pressing plant, right? And we're talking generations have been doing it this way. And we sit down on this wooden table, and his mother came out and served us olives and olive oil and raki. If you know what raki is,
olive oil, a little shot glass.
and little shot. And I sat there and I drank the oil, and I said, what makes this olive oil taste so good? He says, you know when it's high quality olive oil, when you gargle it in the back of your throat, and there's a little peppery flavor in the back of your throat. A little peppery burn. And we sat there, and you do that the same way that a wine connoisseur would do that with wine. They take it so serious. And I just sat there drinking this olive oil. And then we started talking about the antioxidant benefits. And these guys, okay, so the phone, this is part 2. The phone overheated. We were back in the warehouse. That's why he was sweating. He was like, I don't want to do it in the warehouse, but we had a set built back there. I was like, come on, let's go back there.
95 degrees.
It was hot back in the warehouse. So anyways, so we're looking, and I'm just picking up where the olive oil is because I'll finish this. But anyway, so we're with this local farmer and local presser in Crete, and they've never exported to the U.S. So they're like, we don't even know how to do that. They're like, they can export to other areas of Greece. And so our friend Effie, who's from Crete, helped us along the way. And for the first time, the presser that's, 4 or 5 generations old on the olive oil branch has been, John shipped us and was able to export a ton of olive oil. Now, we only had, a couple thousand bottles of olive oil at the time. They're a small pressing plant. And we've been, really, the majority, I don't even know the truth, but the majority of the olive oil has been going to his patients and his personal use. Right. Yeah, his personal use. Because I think when people look at it, they think, oh, this is just normal olive oil. Well, the really unique thing about this is, during that time, the University of Athens, and I won't go into the full detail, but the University of Athens was doing a study with Duke University, and they published some papers, and we were with some pretty influential people, and that shared us. They knew I was Dr. Colbert's son, so they wanted to share some of their studies that they were publishing that no one knew about, and one of those things was about this special antioxidant ingredient that's found in olive oil called oleocanthal. And we won't go into everything, but you're going to hear this word used a lot, oleocanthal. Very, very powerful antioxidant. Now, that antioxidant, if you test the local olive oils, you won't find any of it, or maybe trace amounts. But in certain regions in Greece, they come in high amounts and then extreme high amounts. Our olive oil comes in at the highest amount of olive oil that you can find. So if you're going to test any olive oil in the market, and we actually had our labs test this for oleocanthal, the amount that we got per liter, and this oleocanthal really is the secret sauce in this, which is very fascinating. Now, the other thing that's fascinating is if you have olive oil, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna buy the top brands, because I think 2020 did this about 10 years ago. They purchased all the top brands in the grocery store, and you could Google it, it's fascinating. And only a fraction of the actual oil in the olive oil in the store brands was actually olive oil. And it's mixed in with other forms of oil, even though it says olive oil.
Like
it's
seed oils, the cheap seed oils, many of them have that.
It's a common thing, and so, I won't throw any retailers in the bus, but John, who was the presser, told us he had been approached by many retail chains to want to sell it, but they would say, because it was so expensive, oh, we only use a fraction as this olive oil because it makes the entire olive oil taste good. And so regions would take other olives and they'd mix it with 25% cheap oil, not olive oil, and 25%, whatever real authentic oil. and they would sell it as, you know, USC organic olive oil. And so it's very fascinating, but I just wanted to share that story because if you get the chance to try our olive oil, we only have a little bit left. So
we don't have much.
Yeah, so I really don't want that many.
Right.
I want to say we only have a couple hundred bottles, which in this day and age can go in, you know, a few hours. But if you happen to try it, you'll see what I mean. It's not a standard olive oil because I do plan on ordering a lot more, but I want to put it in a beautiful bottle. I want people to look at it and go, oh, because what's inside doesn't match what's outside. What's inside that bottle is so spectacular. The bottle itself, in my opinion, could use some enhancing. It's just a green. Do we have it? Where is it?
We had some
Oh, we
back
were
here.
just drinking
Oh,
some.
we've
Here,
got some right
you could
there.
come follow.
Come on.
So we were literally just drinking it because we wanted to. Here, look, I'll show what it kind of looks like. And so you can tell it's a standard. Now the thing about olive oil is it has to go in an amber type bottle to keep UV,
Dark bottle.
dark bottle, or the UV can actually
Degrade it, yeah.
And so it has to be which I never like because I feel like
They can
there's
break, yeah.
I feel like there's always that chance it could break, but it has to be a glass bottle. And
But just look how rich.
I don't know if you can see.
And you say, why olive oil? Well, olive oil is one of the healthiest oils we can use for health purposes. We like a healthy keto diet with a lot of olive oil, as well as avocado oil and nuts and nut butters. And by the way, peanuts are not true nuts, they're legumes. And cashews are not true nuts, they're seeds. But we want these powerful monounsaturated plant oils like olive oil is my favorite, and also fish oil is good too, the omega-3s. But this goes so good with the keto diet because so many people, when they get on keto, they eat too many saturated fats, too much butter, too much cheese, too much cream, too much coconut oil, fried foods, you know, and saturated fats like fatty bacon and sausage. That's not a healthy keto diet. Yes, you'll lose weight, but long term, you can actually develop heart disease. You can actually, with eating a lot of bacon and sausage, men can be more prone to prostate cancer, colon cancer. So we want a healthy keto diet we can do for life. And the way to make the keto diet real healthy is with lots of olive oil. That's what I do.
Can I tell you, I just took a shot of that and that peppery thing.
Yeah, it's good.
It's delicious, and then you do at the back of your throat. It's like a you know, a little pepper. That's what it feels like. You're just like, whoa, that's different because when you drink your regular olive oil, you know what I just said?
You don't get that.
You won't feel that.
And the sign of a good quality olive oil is that little peppery taste you feel right in the back. It makes you want to cough, just like.
I know, I did. Wow, that is pretty impressive. Now, I will tell you, now we're here at Divine Health, and so Divine Health, this is headquarters here, and so this is where we create a lot of our marketing. We don't warehouse our products here. We have third-party fulfillment centers that warehouse our product, and you know, it's amazing how things have grown because, you know, 10 years ago, when I first came on board, remember, we had enough product to probably fill, I don't, this our conference room, but it probably could fill the, well, I don't even think it would fill the conference room, honestly.
I know,
And we
were small.
Mom and Pop. I remember I was 15 or 16 years old, and your office manager at the time said, Kyle, or Aaron, remember Aaron O'Donnell?
Oh, that was over 20 years ago.
Was that 20 years ago?
20 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm 36, so 20 years ago. Now, Aaron O'Donnell said, we need some help packing. I thought, okay. And I went up to his medical, and there was a little table, and, you know, Aaron O'Donnell, she fired me because I'm the boss's son, right? But I could tell she wanted to fire me. And I brought my friend, I told Adam, I said, hey, you want to make some extra money, you know? He said, sure. I said, man, you can make like $6 an hour. He's like, oh, right, that's awesome.
For a 16-year-old kid.
Oh, yeah, so I'm out there and, you know, we're packaging. I say we probably packaged, you know, 12 or 13 boxes, you know? And it was amazing because things really developed in the last 10 years. And it's so interesting because you've got to stay with your core values, which is your products have to be the best.
Right.
You have always said that. I mean, when it comes to formulas, he will give me these formulas and I can go, I thought I've heard of every ingredient. And then he'll bring me something I've never even heard of. And I'll go, okay, we've got to look at, let's figure out what does it mean, where does it come from? But one of the things that you always ask for is it's got to be the best.
Yeah.
That's a
Quality.
and it'll get frustrated. He'll go, it's got to be the best.
That's right.
So it's really good because if you know this man, you'll want to take his product. You really will, yeah. But I digress. I can get long-winded sometimes. Dad, is there anything you want to say to any of the Facebook group followers?
Well, the biggest thing is with your keto. We encourage you to get back on the program, get back in the keto zone.
Get in the keto zone.
Get back into the energy. Get rid of the brain fog. Get the mental clarity. Get in the fat-burning zone. And it's amazing how your health springs forth.
I tell you what, I'm getting back in it myself, so I'm with you. If you're going, okay, do I want to do this again? It's worth it.
It is.
If you're on the fence, it's worth it. You got to do something for you. Time is short, life is short. Don't spend it aching and exhausted.
Right.
Really overweight. These are years that we need to spend, feeling our best.
Right.
Especially, we're a little. So why be tired and exhausted lights, right? We want to be bouncing fireflies in this world. If there's any questions, Ashley, you can pose those. If not, we love you.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
That's right.
Stay connected to us because we got the keto, and I'm joining it too. We'll see you next time.
We'll see.